If we die, we die. I don't really want to die, but it's also not hardcore, so. I hit him there for a little bit.
I must wait.
I'll sit in this thing.
I'm low on fury. Not ready yet.
Thankfully my thing procs right as I got hit, so it didn't be that hard. Get back.
I'm out of fury.
Big bleeds, baby. Ow.
I must wait.
That was my. Oh, I'm saying that. That was my one poison. My one thingo. Potion. I got one. I got one in the wings, I guess, huh? Boost my way in.
Not ready yet.
How did I get one potion? Does he spawn him? This looks unsafe. Well, I tanked part of it. I got a potion back too somehow.
Not ready yet.
Go, go, go.
Not ready
Woof.
yet. Just wait.
Just tank up a little bit. Trying to stay on my boys thingy. You think it stays? Woohoo! That was risky. Had to do it though. Had to do it. Oh, there are little potion procs. There we go. Nice.
I'm not ready yet. I'm out of fury.
Oh dang. Man got took out. Man's got dropped.
I'm not ready yet.
But I don't know if I needed to heal that, but I did. Definitely kind of doing baby damage to this guy, but that's alright.
Just wait.
That's a risky positioning. What you doing over here, buddy? Come back. I missed my thing. Shit. Oh no, I'm dead.
I must wait.
Maybe not. Oh. I'm not going near him for that. I'm good on that. All set.
I must wait.
Nice. only entered with 1 potion. We still got it done. That's fine. Didn't need no potions. Good job. Good job, boys. GG, GG. Characters that made last beta didn't, however, that's correct. They do not. Yeah, good job, Rivik. All right, man. Go to work. Good carry. Good job. Anything cool? Got 1 legendary. So one. Oh, it's a. Yeah, it's just another one-hander. All right. Well, that's cool. If I decide to use that, oh, and 2-hander as well. Sure. Sure. +1 max evade is nice. That's cool. Nice. We got him. Good job, Revik. TY for carry. Easy. Guys, 95%. Oh, you're in business. You're in business. Well. Let's see. How do I leave the party? There we go. Good job, Crixon. Do you want to invite me to that one too, Revik? Take him out. Is it like Immortal? I mean, it's Diablo, but it's very different than Immortal. Oh, what the? There we go. Yeah, it's Diablo, but it's oh shit. It's pretty entirely different than Immortal, right? Oh, the intention of Immortal was to be
I'm out of fury.
an entry into the mobile MMO action RPG sort of pay-to-win genre, right? This game is trying to be
Not ready yet.
just an action RPG, maybe an MMO kind of vibe too. But yeah, definitely different than Immortal. Hear you.
Not ready yet.
Armor this big fella. I need to rupture you. We got him with it. Yeah, I like the Immortal. This is like a way different feel. Still a Diablo game, but yeah, definitely a different vibe. And they were very clear about their desire for there to be like no pay for power microtransactions whatsoever, right? But then again, they did try to say you can't buy loot in Diablo Immortal, and that was, you know, kind of disingenuous to say, because it was like, you absolutely will be required to pay for any kind of reasonable power progression. Oh, shit. But, you know, technically you weren't buying loot, you were buying gems. But whatever.
Ready yet.
That sort of is what it is. You know, it's not cool, but it is what it is.
I don't have enough fury. I must.
I might die to this. I had to go through the middle. A little risky, but it's alright. Yeah, but the poison. Oh, nuts. Oh, 3K eviscerate on that dude. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I call it eviscerate. I think it's called rupture. I need the shield there, but I just didn't want to get by that and die. Watch out now, big fella. Gotta reach him. Get them bleeds out on him. Ah, shit, I went the wrong way. that's okay, I guess. Big bleeds. Let's see. I have little baby bleeds on him still. Nice. He kind of gets executed after a while. There we go. Dropping the hammer on him. No loot, but... So does he sometimes drop loot, Revik, and sometimes not? Is that how that works?
This will be your last stupid mistake.
Just one time? Oh, so you're just killing him for fun? Okay. Solo DPS build? Yeah, like single target DPS build? Yeah. Yeah. Just help? Okay, cool. Gotcha, gotcha. No, I wouldn't run this build all the time. I'll show it to you. I wouldn't run it all the time, but for killing the boss, this is what I'm doing. I put 1 point in Flay, and I go up to... So we do Flay, and then we do Enhanced Flay for... Flay has 10% chance to make the enemy vulnerable for 2 seconds. And it's doubled the chance when you have a 2-hand weapon out. And Vulnerable is an effect that makes enemies take 20% increased damage. Then we go Battle Flays. When Flay deals direct damage to an enemy, they take 10% increased bleeding damage from you for the next 3 seconds. So this is a bleed thing, right? So Flay is an attack that generates a little bit of fury, inflicts a little bit of damage, but mostly a big bleed. And then, of course, the modifiers that you saw are it's going to make enemies vulnerable and then take more damage from bleeding. The main like attack that you're using to spend your fury is called Rend, which is, once again, a little bit of damage and a massive bleed over 5 seconds. Then we have dealing direct damage with Rend extends the duration of vulnerable on enemies by 2 seconds, so you make your opponents vulnerable with Flay. And then extend the duration of vulnerable with Rend. And then Rend deals 12% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. And then, of course, you have the bleed buff, too, from Rend. And then what I was doing here is I was taking Rallying Cry just to have, like, CC immunity, which is nice from Unstoppable. And then just a little bit of front-end Fury, and then an additional 20% Rage generation or Fury generation. So it's a Fury increasing thing. Also makes you run faster, so... You generate a lot of Fury with your Flay, and then you Rend. You can Rend more frequently. Iron Skin is that little barrier, so usually you want to, like, if you drop a little bit low health, then you use this, because the barrier is like a percentage of your missing health, right? So you kind of want to use that until you get low, but then you can like barrier and potion immediately, so the barrier kind of protects your health while you're healing. And then I only put 1 point in it just to take a little bit more of the barrier effect. Then we took War Cry, which is just more damage. Then we have Berserking, which is increased damage and movement speed. And then we have just a little bit of Fortify. And so as you can see, Fortified means that you take 10% reduced damage. You become Fortified when you have more Fortify than life. So sources of Fortification are cool, and I would have more sources of Fortification, but we didn't die at all in 2 fights, so we actually never took a hit, I don't think. Well, we took a hit, but we didn't ever, like... No, we definitely took, like, 2 hits. But we didn't die. That was cool, so... We didn't need, like, a ton of defense, because you just needed to dodge his attacks, and you're okay. And generally in Diablo, it's like, as long as you're not CC'd, you can spam potions, so that's okay. Rupture is an ability that I think is pretty neat. It's definitely a very single-target thing. And it basically consumes all of your bleeds on the target in one big hit. And then I also have it making a little bit of extra bleed damage after in an AoE, which is not AoE doesn't matter, but it puts bleeds back up on the target because all your bleeds fall. It's kind of like Skull Splitter for arms. And then it also increases your attack speed. So if I was able to get a rupture, so what I was doing is I was building like a full rage bar, rending twice, and then rupturing with War Cry. At least that's what I wanted to do. The idea is you Rallying Cry, Flay till you get a full rage bar, pop this, rend twice, and then rupture. But of course, I'm not necessarily doing it that well. And that's all I want. That's all I was really doing. Then we had Iron Skin to protect ourself if we needed to. But for leveling, what I was doing, as I wasn't doing a lot of rupture, but I wasn't taking a lot of these either. I was just taking a bunch of thorns, doing a bunch of thorns and bleed. So, and then you can make it so that your thorns inflict a bleed, and then later on you can make it so like your bleeds slow people, and it does increase damage to vulnerable targets, which would scale like super well. So, in terms of leveling build, I'm probably gonna do this kind of deal, where you have Flay, you have Rend, You put a bunch of points in thorns. You come down here, you put a bunch of points in bleed. Then you just scale your thorns and stuff. Should be a lot of fun. And from my experience, I was leveling really fast and smooth, and it took like 0 gear investment at all, so should be good. And Shinphil, thank you so much, man. Big flex with Prime. How do you make it to where you only use two-hander? So you can choose which skills use what weapons. Like, so if I for some reason wanted to use like my one-handers to do fillet. I mean, so this is how you do it on a controller, but I mean, if you can do it on your keyboard too, right? You can cycle which weapon you use, right? Say I want to use my dual wielders, or I can use the slicing weapon, or I can let it auto-select. So there are certain things with Barbarian where, like, if you switch weapons, then it will do certain effects for you. So you just got to go to your little skill menu thingo. Do it that way. That'd be good. T-Dog, thanks for the 2 months, man. Big flex for it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, dude. Haven't gotten a kill yet. Oh, you gotta get Revik in there. You gotta throw it out the buzzer. Good job, Rev. But yeah, that's the build that we were using just now, and that's the build that I kind of plan on using for leveling. Is Thorns and Bleed. Takes 0 investment, like 0 legendaries, and like you handle all the little mobs hitting you with Thorns, then you can kill the big mobs with Bleed, and so you don't have to like sit there and tank them. So yeah, that's a cool build. That'll be a cool one.